Hola mi gente, welcome to Kiss My Crafts. Thank you for joining me. I hope you guys are doing well. As you can see, we're in my recliner, but not for an unbagging. As you can tell by the title, I'm bringing you a little floss tube today. Yes, I'm getting it back into my cross stitching. It's other people's fault, of course, but there's something about the fall and stitching that just go together. I'm gonna take a sip. So for my floss tube number one, I wanted to show you some stash and some whips. I've already accumulated some. I had two from last year. Because last year the cross stitch bug bit me for a little while, and then I put them away and went back to my diamond painting. I'm not giving up on diamond painting. No, 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 no. But once in a while, it's nice to sit in your recliner or a cozy chair, put your feet up, and do what I call a lap craft. Diamond painting can be done in the lap if you have a small one. And some people do the big ones in their lap, but that's just a bit too much for me. And lately, these days, all I want to do is sit in my recliner with my feet up. So, as to, I also can't just sit and watch TV without doing anything. So, I went back into my cross stitching. So, I'm going to show you, I keep saying so. I'm going to show you my original two whips from last year. And I actually meant to grab my folder that has very old whips. I mean, as far back as from when I was pregnant. So they're like 30 years old. Um, okay. So these two I have shown. These are my project bags that I got off of Amazon. They're like A3 size. They have a zipper. They're supposed to be waterproof. And they come in different colors, packs of 6, 10, 25, depending on the size and how much you want to spend. So I can link them down below. This is a pattern that I bought off of Etsy. I don't remember the name of it. I don't remember. I think the store was Vivster, Vivster, but I'm not sure. I can get a hold of the link, so I can link it down below. And it calls for 2 colors. I had this fabric on hand. This is, I think, 18 count. I'm not sure. It looks like 18 count. That I bought off of somebody on Facebook, I believe it was. And it's nice and soft, Ada. I like the soft. I'm not real big fan of the what do you call it? I the stiff Ada. I couldn't think of the word stiff. How can I not think of the word stiff when I'm looking at stiffy? Anyway, this is a repetitive pattern. I got up to the 4th row, and I believe it repeats from here. These 4 rows repeat over and over again. It calls for 2 colors. I did not use the colors that they used. They had like a gray and teal, which was a beautiful combination. Because I didn't have those colors on hand, then I used what I had on hand, and it was this pink and this blue, and I think it looks pretty, especially with this fabric. It's not stained. This is how it's dyed. This is a cover minder actually that I'm using as a needle minder. This comes from Tima's store. Tima's store. Tina. DP with sparklers. Okay, that's one. And of course, because I can't not resist and start other stuff while I was doing that one, I started this one. This is also a pattern I got off of Etsy, and I saw it first on Rachel Ray's web channel, and it's called Twisted Rainbow, and I did just a little bit. Twisted Rainbow is shown on white fabric or black. It looks fabulous on black. I also didn't use the thread that they suggested because it was like almost $100 for the pack, and I was like, no. So I used what I had on hand and just picked out what what I thought were the closest colors that they used, and it's an array of, rainbowish colors. So it will be pretty, and I do have to revisit this. Here's another cover minder that I'm using as a needle minder. This one came from Robin at Distracted by Diamonds, aka Patty Wax on Etsy. She sent it along with an order that I made of Patty Wax. So this is that same cloth that I used for the other um, project, because I had a very, very big piece of it. So, mi gente, fast forward to this year, and the first stuff I got was from VIP Cross Stitch, and I showed you guys that in another video. And out of the three things that I got, the only one I haven't started was this one. And this is a Joy Sunday, and it's a stamped. Okay, I swore off counted because it was hard on my eyes, and I just didn't want to be bothered with counting and all that, so I got some stamped. And I did start one of the other ones, and I'm really liking stamped because it eliminates a lot of work. Because the counting is a lot of work. And this is like a sampler, really pretty. And I will work on this because these aren't the colors that you actually use. They put these different colors. It's for a visual effect. It makes it easier to identify the different colors, just in case your actual colors are very close together. Then the symbols can just be different, totally different colors, and you don't make that many mistakes. But all this, once you're stitched, you got to wash it, so all this ink comes off. So while you're working on it on a stamped cross stitch, do not wet it, because you're going to lose your image, even though they do come with the chart. But it's just so much easier to follow right along on your canvas, because you have your symbol guide down at the bottom. If there are back stitch, you have it on the side, and French knots, you see it, everything's right on the canvas. So you don't want to wet it, because it's all going to go away if you do. But this is a very pretty image. I'm liking samplers very much. I have a goal one day to attempt a long dog sampler. If you're familiar with cross stitch, you might have heard of long dog samplers. They have stuff called like Death by Cross Stitch. They have one that was very popular last year called the Pandemic. Yeah. Where's the bag to this? Oh no, this one wasn't in the bag because it's not a project right now. Okay, so then out of the three from the VIP Cross Stitch, I did start one, which is this one. Okay. And I said, oh, I'm loving the stamped. I only got a little bit done. I got that part done there, just one of the colors. And then I started, where are we? Nope, this way. I started that one. You see what I mean? The colors on the canvas do not match the floss colors. So I got a little bit bored because I'm not sure why. I think it's the way the pattern is. I don't know. I just got a little bit bored and then decided I wanted to try the beaded one, which was part of that same order, I think. Was it? Yeah, it was part of that same order. Oh, what I was going to say, the threads that came with the Joy Sunday, for whatever reason, I hate it. I don't like them. I'm used to the actual DMC floss. It knotted up, so every time I tried to separate strands, it knotted up. It was pissing me off. I was having such a hard time. I went into my stash and I matched up as many colors as I could with what I had on hand, and will be getting whatever other colors I need from Michael's or wherever, because I can't take the knotting with the DMC. I pull the strands out with no problem, and I just every time I try to get a strand out of this with this floss, it knotted, and it just pissing me off. Okay, so then I said, let me try this beaded one. Remember the cat? The beaded one, I enjoyed it, but I did more work than I needed to because I was doing the full cross stitch and it's not necessary. And then this particular kit comes with different colored floss, so you have to change your floss. And then on other kits, which I will bring forward in a few, most of the time in those beaded cross stitch kits or beaded embroidery kits, they come with a white floss or a nylon floss because you really don't need the colored floss. Maybe for coverage, it's good, but I was doing the full cross stitch and doing the half stitch and then going back and adding the bead and finishing the cross stitch, and that's more work that needs to be done. So I put this to the side and ordered something else because now that I want to do it with the half stitch, these are going to be facing the wrong way. So, and I can't do it opposite of how I normally do it because it's just not comfortable for me. So this got put to the side. I'll revisit it. Maybe one day I'll have the patience to pull what I did out and restart it. Okay, so then that brings me to what I'm currently actually working on that I'm really loving. And it came from curiosity from the beaded cross stitch and enabling from Hilda, Mickey and My Crafts. She has introduced beaded cross stitch on her channel, and she bought some kits on Amazon, and she showed them on her channel, and I just had to have not one but two. I want them all, but I settled for two because they're not cheap. You know, they're not like super pricey, because I've seen people pay up to $100 or more for these beaded cross stitches. So she showed this one on her channel. Oh, I'm sorry for the glare. She showed this one on her channel, and it's like a Ukrainian company, but you can't find them on Amazon. And their English name is Beads Creative. And oh, these are such nicely packed kits. I did start this one, and this they give you a black and white chart with the symbols, and then the actual canvas that you work on is in color, and you have your color list on the side there. You also have your symbol list on the paper that they give you. Okay, these don't have the color list, does not have the symbols, and then the symbol list does not have the colors. Now, this is a fabric that has no holes like Ada cloth. Okay, so it took me a little bit to get used to. They do have those black, let's get in focus. They do have those black circles, and that's where technically is supposed to be the holes. Okay, so you gotta make sure you bring your needle up through those little black holes. But I did start it, and I'm on the third row. I'm a little crooked because this top line, you see the edge here, that line, you work on that. That's the first row right there. So that kind of threw me off, and I didn't start there. I started on the second row and then realized that I was made a mistake, but I filled in what I didn't do and it's fine now. But I'm really, really enjoying this. This is a lot of fun, and I didn't do the full cross stitch. I only did the half stitch, and I'm using a white thread that came with this. I'm not crazy about it. I need some beeswax to keep it together because it just keeps like, I don't know. I'm not real super crazy about it. And I had this container that came with one of my Distracted by Diamonds kits, so I used it for the beads. But what I love to use, you know, those sticky mats that you get for your trays to not slide off. I'm just piling little bits of the beads in the in the color order, which I can still distinguish because they're very different colors. Even though they're in the same family, you can tell them apart because they go from lightest to darkest, as you can see here. Okay, so that's one, that's two, three, four, five. I have the greens separate because I don't have any more of this. So you know they're distinguishable. So I put them in little piles on that sticky mat, and it's wonderful. And it makes it so much easier for me. Because I really didn't have anything. It's hard to get them out of here because I like to use the needle to pick them up. I don't pick them up with my finger and then put it on the needle. That's a little bit hard for my eyes. But I pick them up with the needle, and using that sticky mat made all the difference. So I'm on the third row. I'm going to continue this today. This is what I'm currently working on. It's a lap craft, and all I want to do is sit in my recliner with my feet up, so I have to do a lap craft. So that's that one. And then I had bought this one too. This cute little owl. This one's not a full. This is a partial. Because the blue background, the grass, and those flowers at the bottom, and some of the butterflies do not get stitched. So this is another one from Beats Creative, and you get everything you need. Here's your fabric with your color list. Okay, isn't that cute? And then here is your pack of beads that you get. Everything that you need is in here. They give you 2 needles. I'm so sorry for this glare. They give you the 2 needles. There's one long one and one short one. Now these are tapestry needles, but the eye is thin, so the beads can pass through. You got to be careful of what needle you use. If you don't want to use the ones that are here, you got to make sure that the eye is going to fit through that bead. So they suggest like a 28 or nothing lower than a 28. Let me show you. These beads are really nice. I'm not an expert on quality, but these seem to be really nice. Very pretty. If I can get the glare out and I can get in focus here. There's a lot of browns in this. Let me get some other kind of color. And these seem more plastic than they are glass, so I'm not sure. I know they call them, I see it's called preciosa beads, but I've heard him pronounce precocia beads. So I don't know much about seed beads. So, but they're really, really pretty. Now the ones in my other kit look more like glass. Some of them look more like glass. Some of them seem matte like beads. Yeah, these all are like a matte color. They're not like glass like the other ones. And it also comes with, they give you instructions in Ukrainian, Russian, and English. And then you have a black and white chart with the symbols. I'm following the chart on the other one because the colors on on the actual canvas here, some of them are not distinguishable. You know, the oranges are very close together on the canvas, so I need the chart But yeah, mi gente, this is awesome. So then on top of that, I have an enabling friend. Remember I told you I had a friend that wanted to learn and didn't feel confident enough that they would be able to? Well, let me tell you something about this woman. She learned all right. Now she's shopping, she's learning, she's doing, and she's teaching me, okay? She's coming at me with words like travel and railroad, and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm so proud of her. She got a little practice kit and she's doing it, and she learned how to do the backstitch by herself. So she's enabling me to go back into counted cross stitch. So I have a Q snap here with some cloth ready to go for a stitch along that her and I joined with Fat Quarter Shop. The lady's name is Kimberly, and I haven't started it. It starts today. I already got my first part of the pattern, but I have to go pick up my threads. I did not have the right colors. I didn't even have anything that was pretty close. I really didn't want to substitute other colors. I want to do the stitch along as is. If you don't know what a stitch along is, and this one's a mystery stitch along, and every week she's going to release a part. So a stitch along is everyone does the same pattern, and they get a piece of the pattern every week, and then by the end of the stitch along you have a completed piece if you keep up with it. Now you don't have to keep up with it, you know, you can stitch whenever you want. Like I'll probably, whoa, I'm sorry, I hit this. I'll probably start it, but I'm sure I'm not going to finish when the stitch along is finished. And I'll put up the link for that stitch along. It's very cute. It's a picture with sunflowers. It looks like there's a crow in there. They mentioned that. And today's release it was the border and a sunflower. So I'm looking forward to start stitching it. I'll probably pick up my threads tomorrow. They're ready for pickup. I did the shop online and pick up at store with Michael's, and they had all the threads I needed. So I'm happy about that. So anyway, mi gente, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you join me in this new journey of mine. Don't worry, I still have my diamond painting videos. Floss tube is going to be maybe every now and then, maybe twice a month. I'm not sure yet, depending on how much I get into it, because you know how I do. Mi gente, the breast cancer event has started. Okay, go check out Angie's channel. I haven't seen yet, but I'm sure there's a video up today. Join us. It's Angie with Angie's Diamond Painting Adventures, Mindy from Mindy's Diamond Moments, Jenny from the Uncrafty Crafter, and I will be hosting this event all month long. Each of us will be doing one whip and chat, and Angie will be doing one every week. And then leading up to the live at the end on Angie's channel, where we'll be doing our giveaways. And also join us Saturday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, for the end of the Chuck Along 4. Mindy and I will be picking our winners, and I hope you join us at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Mindy's channel. Mi gente, thank you for joining me. If you made it to this point, you rock, and you know what to do. Until my next video, take care of yourselves, be safe, and besos. Mwah.